Hey guys, so today I thought I'd talk about what's going on with the markets. Here I have a nice little chart of the SP 500. That's what I use to track the markets. That's the biggest 500 companies in the US, which is the biggest economy in the world, so it's a pretty good metric to figure out what's going on globally. And again, globally, if you're investing in mutual funds and ETFs and passive investing, there's so much stuff out there to look into and all that stuff that you have to narrow it down. You can't look at everything, it's impossible. So now here's a history of the markets were going up. We've had a huge recession in 2008, and people now think that those are very common. I'm not saying they're not going to be. I'm just saying that especially with technical analysts and all the news outlet everywhere, people forget that news outlets are companies that write articles and all that stuff. They need to get paid, so they need to sell. They need to make big stories out of everything. So every little drop is the next correction for them. Which it's kind of a funny quote. People have been saying that technical analysts have been predicting 16 of the last 6 recessions. So eventually, if you call wolf or cry for wolves, you'll be right eventually. So now we're here. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's Trump saying trade wars with China and all that stuff, which again, it's not good for markets and the global trade. We need that for great markets. But it seems like it's a lot of white noise. There's always, every single year, there's markets have recovered. There's been scares. 2001, it was the European crisis. 2010, 2012, 2015, we've had the oil crisis, 16, 17, North Korea, all that stuff. Eventually, it's all white noise that goes away. What that means for you is that basically you can't know what the markets will do. If you think there's a recession on every corner, you'll never make money. So you should always assume that markets are going to go up because they will over time. Favorite quote in investing is there's 2 types of forecasters: those who don't know and those who don't know they don't know. So I don't even try to pretend that I know what's going on. I just know that we're in 2018 now. Well, in 2028 there's a pretty good chance that the markets are going to go up from here. I don't know how the line is going to go. No one knows. What I know is that long term it's going to go up. And what I know also is that right here, where we are today, stocks are cheaper than they were 2 months ago. So if I see something that I like, I'm a net buyer of stocks always. I'll always, whenever markets go down or up, I'll be buying stocks because they're the best long-term investment compared to bonds. And I'll get to that in another video. Again, talk to your financial advisor, because here I'm not touching the whole willingness and ability to take risks. That's for your financial advisor to determine. But assuming you're managing stocks yourself or an equity investor, you should always be buying stocks, especially today with the current market conditions and what bonds are offering and all that stuff. So if I was willing to buy here, well, if they drop by 10% or so, which they have now, I'm willing to buy here even more. And if they drop here, I don't really care because I'll buy more. And if they go here, and eventually it won't go down to 0 because that'd be a total systemic shock. And again, I'm not, if you bank on that or if you even think that's possible, well, the whole financial markets would collapse and we resort to cannibalism and all that stuff. So again, maybe brash, but just saying that I don't even concern myself. I just assume markets go up because eventually they probably will. History repeats itself, or at least it rhymes. So again, basically the video today is that the Trump wars and all that stuff, if you're buying good stocks at good prices, especially if you're dealing with your own portfolio, then it becomes easier to predict the value of your stocks. I actually think I'm getting pretty good at that. If a stock is trading at a different price, so what the price on the stock market is, that's the price, but the value is what it's worth. So whenever I see a price that's low and I see the value is here, well, then I am pretty certain that I'll make money unless something drastically changes the core of the business. So dealing with stocks, that's why it's a bit easier. Dealing with the global markets, again, then you really don't know. Diversify across countries, diversify across different sectors and all that stuff. And in the long run, whatever happens, as long as history repeats itself, you'll be making good profits. So that's it for today, and see you in the next one.